Drop it.
All right. Should we have audio? Okay, so we got audio now. There we go. There we go. We got audio. Yeah, we got audio. We got audio. We got audio. We're good. Okay. All right, guys. We got audio. How's everyone doing in Japan? Thank you. X-Rater Mike D. Here now. Good, good. All right, so everyone's here. While I was doing a mic check, Tamir, thank you. While I was doing a mic check, I was actually up $1,000, and then now I'm down 420, Okay, let's get right to this, right? Because you guys are like just straight up like bastardizing my system, Trade 1348. If you haven't joined yet, check it out at trade1348.com. Link pinned to the top there. It's pinned. Okay. All right. So let's get right into it. So I'm, for one, going to trust my system. Okay, I'm going to trust my system until I'm given a reason not to, which I've been given a reason. I'm questioning it. Let's get to the chart here, right? So guys, we're winning and we're losing, right? Losing's a part of this game. Now, what I want you guys to do is you would serve yourself well if you go on over to your indicators and, you know, we go ahead, particularly Titan GT, and we go to the colorized candles and change the green to yellow. Over in Spokane, or Spokane, however the fuck you say that place. In that trade camp, what we realized is that there were some traders who were becoming colorblind to the gray. It's a neutral color, right? So they found themselves entering the trade on a gray candle. What we've done is we've created the candle that pops and lets you know, like, hey, we're going to stay away from this trade until we get a colorized candle. Now, guys, we got our entry. We had the break of GT. This gave you a 1-to-1. Now, why am I using the half-to-1, the 1-to-1, that chart? Well, you could have two instances of Titan GT. One with the standard risk to reward profile, which is 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1, or 0.5-to-1, 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1, and then you could use these smart levels, okay? Now, this is important, guys, because, you know, even with this system, you know, everyone's asking me, like, Gabe, when do I get out? I want to hold longer, that type of thing. Well, here's the deal. As long as you got confluence here, right? GT's green, and, well, we have green here on Trend Tracker. And then we got the multi-time frame STB, also bullish. This gives me all the confidence in the world. Now, where do I take my money, guys? We're going to zoom on in, right? So where do we take the money? So let's say I got in right here, which I did. Just shy of the entry. I played the 84% rule here. So we got in just shy of that, and it hit a 0.5-to-1, right? Okay? We got a 0.5-to-1. What I can do here is say, all right, I'm going to do a 1-to-1, and that's what I'm targeting, right? I'm gonna sell 6 here. We'll get a 1-to-1 here, and then call it a day. Now, I could go ahead and say, well, hey, this was meaningful money up here at a 0.5-to-1. I could have secured that profit, which would have made me about $1,000. Okay, so it's really about, like, what your game plan is. If you're looking for 1% on the day, guys, you can go ahead and set your trade designs and target a 0.5, and then wait for the next trade and target a 0.5. Now, if you need to know the math on this, it's about an 85% winner. 85 to 90% of the time, you're going to hit a 0.5 to 1 using this system. This is just stated facts. This is facts, guys. Like 100% facts. Let's see. I actually shared this fact over in Spokane, whatever. Let me bring this up for you guys so you could see. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna find this here, and we get a win rate. I'm going to show you guys this. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys this. We're going to highlight this. Let me get in there. Let me see if I could control. Okay, let me show you guys something. Here we go. Estimated probability of hitting a 0.3R to a 0.5R. Baseline win rate, 85 to 92%. Right? It's going to be about like 80% on a 0.5R. Guys, look it. We've designed a system for you to make money, not for you to be greedy. It's for you to make money and to stack your gains, for not for you to be greedy. Okay? And of course, developing confidence in the system is this, right? It's essentially holding here and saying, all right, well, GT's green. We got confluence here. ATR is high. Okay? We can do that. All right, so let's read Ann's comment really quick. Guys, I'm going to try not to read so many comments anymore. Last trading days is a 4.5 to 1R. That's dope, Ann. Tamir says he's got a lot of money put aside for the system. Listen, man, I'd rather you be safe over there. You're getting freaking bombed. I read the comments, Tamir. You're in Israel yourself, right? Just be safe out there, right? So, guys, when we're trading, right? And this is the problem with a lot of beginner traders. Now, this system makes money. It makes money hand over fist. We see in the comment section, and just making a crap ton of money. And then, of course, like now we got this weirdo, ginormous candle to the downside. This is wild. And because of this candle is the reason why we don't full port or fully allocate our funds, right? I can do something like this. I'll go ahead and dollar cost average down. This is wild here, right? And this is why we take our profits. I'm showing you guys, right? We had that 1.5 to 1. And my job is to demonstrate the system. And I'm also supposed to make money. But it's really, really hard when you're streaming and you're trying to explain shit. So the thing is I did not put a full allocation to the trade. And so since we got a very, very aggressive candle, came down to GT and essentially bounced, it put me in a position to actually make some money here. And I'm not going to second guess this. The minute I'm profitable, guys, I'm taking the money. Okay. So we got Powell testifying and it's like, all right, bro, cool. Again, maintained conviction in the system because we had that candle come down here. Right, I'm gonna maintain conviction. And we had the candle come down here, hit GT with the wick, right? So I feel like I'm okay. Just let Powell say whatever the fuck he's gonna say. Okay, and literally just trust in the system. What I want you guys to do is learn to live in trends and not candles. And right now the trend of GT is bullish, right? What we have right here at this point is we're getting a signal like right down here with trend tracker, right? Like not to really fuck around at this point, right? Now I happen to be in the trade already and I didn't secure profit, but if you got this trade design down, the system telling you, wait a second, do not fuck around over here, okay? Now, why am I cursing? Did you guys hear Trump curse? He said, Iran and Israel don't know what the fuck they're doing. I loved it. Realest president out there. Anyways, I can get out of this trade realistically. Let me see. We got consolidation right here, right? I'm going to sell here. I'll go ahead and modify there. I'll take 12 off here. Modify order. There we go. And I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Okay, let it do its thing. We had consolidation. You gotta let it do its thing. Yeah, he just keeps it real. I just love it, right? Like, I just remember Paul because you'll get big wick standing with you, right? Cool. So, yeah, Paul will do what Paul's gonna do. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and that is make money. I gotta make money. I don't make enough money on YouTube. my earnings on YouTube was like $100 for the month, guys. It's freaking wild. Okay, anyways, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if you guys can see it. Well, you guys see we're making money here. You just zoom on in, right? Believing in a system, we're up 2,000. Cool. Man, $2,000. Not bad. We're just going to wait for my order to fill. A whole lot of consolidation here. You know, the fact is, I don't like it. I don't like it, right? So let's see here. Maybe I can open this up. I'll show you guys. Maybe you're going to have to zoom in here. You guys can see that. $144 this month on YouTube. I don't make a living on YouTube. I make a living in the market. So, next time we go green, I'm just gonna take it. I don't know if we're right here at a possible reentry, right? We're consolidating right there. It looks like that. We're consolidating. All right, 240, 600, 540, 660. All right, we're just messing around here. And the market is really giving me an opportunity not to be greedy, giving me more than I deserve, especially considering I'm just in chop right now, right? So the only thing that's keeping me from taking profit is the human instinct to want to hold and make more, right? But see, here's the thing. I could take that profit, cool, made $800. If I want to make more, right, I'll just go ahead and set a buy order on the other side of the band, right? There is no reason why, as a trader, you need to subject yourself to hoping that you will make more. You just can't do that, okay? You put yourself in a position of winning, and if you're up and you're green, and you're like, well, I want to hold to make more, just close your position, you're green, and then recalibrate yourself and put yourself, again, when we're following the rules of the system, put yourself in favor of the system, right? Which is we're bullish on the other side of the band there. Let's see what we do here. Let's go. So I had an order on the other side of the band, all right? And we'll see what happens there, okay? You do not have to hold on to a position because, like, oh my God, a green, I want to be greener, right? Don't do that. You'll end up hurting yourself, right? If you guys are in the trade and you find that you're up 0.5%, 1%, 1.5%, compounding, take the money. Now, I know a lot of you have gotten greedy and said, okay, well, Gabe, I'm using the system and I'm taking it for granted. I'm holding for as long as possible and I'm going to hold through the trend. And that's simply what every trader's trying to do. There's two things that you're trying to do as a trader. You're either trying to get your best entries, right? Which I think is just fucking stupid. The trader trying to get the best entry is a waste of fucking time. What's the point of having a best entry if you don't have the ability to hold and you don't have the conviction in the system, right? So going back to this, we gotta fill here. We have conviction in the system, and we're slightly green, and so we're zooming on in. We're decently green, and so in this conversation, I was up as much as, there you go, $1,000. Have conviction, baby. Have conviction. Nice. You know what? I'll take that too. We made money. Okay, so what would I do? Again, instead of holding, right, and hoping that I make more, I then go back to this chart here and I say, okay, we have a level And we know where the market's been here. Okay, guys? We know where the market's been. There we have this level. Right now, we're in the lower range. This is just, and this is a big range, guys. Let's see if we can find any level in between. It's right about here. Let's go ahead and mark that. But, bruh, this is a big range. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. So, I want to trade the sure thing. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? So, I hope it does. I hope this makes sense. It's just a very, very easy system. So, what am I waiting for? Okay, I'm waiting for this band to now go green. I'm going to wait for it to go green. Ideally, what I would like to see is this multi-time frame STB also say green, but we got confluence right here. Damn, and we have that level. Okay, so what can we do? We could do this. We can wait for a level break and set a limit order, right? Or we let this thing break the level, see if we get a retest. Now we got green and we got confluence there. I have to take that trade. I have to. We got green and we got confluence and we got the green band there. So I have to take that trade. And where are we going? Again, we know where the market's going. Really, really quickly, guys, I ain't getting greedy. You can make life-changing money trading these markets. Look at nice. Quick money. 600, 720. You know what? I'll take that. We'll take the quick money. Okay, next up, where are we going? Right? Boom. Listen, it's not about like how much or, can I hold to the next level though. Trading isn't about having the biggest fucking balls. It's really not. Trading is about you making your money so that you can take care of your family. So that maybe you can supplement income. So maybe you could get out of debt. Maybe you're saving money, a down payment for a home, right? Like, hey, nice big erection candle. This is a testament of the system. The system fucking works. But you know what else has to work? The trader has to work. And a trader has to have a sense of the system. Of course, we had an idea of where we're going, and we talked about it in this wick. But I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I'm going to make my money and get out, even though we're able to articulate the direction of the market. And it almost seems I do so with just like laser-like precision, right? Because the system's just really that good. Check it out at trade1348.com. Come on, guys. Stop fucking around. You're like literally sitting there just like... Like, seriously, fellas, stop using your girlfriend's car and pretending that you're looking for work. You're home playing fucking Madden, doing nothing with your lives. Change it up. So, here we go. Right here, we knew where it was going. We weren't going to overstay our welcome. It's just really that simple. Okay? Who's having fun? Let me know in the comment section right now. Who's having fun? Like, the comment section boring. Jay Anthony's cracking up right now. But yeah, let me know who's having fun, because we're having fun. We make the money. You know what the market's going to do. Is your job as a trader. Execute it, make your money, and go. Don't abuse the system. And listen, guys, just because maybe you have a car that's capable of going 120, 150 miles an hour, doesn't mean you should. No. Is it safe? No. Right? And so just because we have a system that technically allows us, using that same analogy, right, allows us to speed, doesn't mean we should. No, it does not mean we should. Okay? Am I making sense here? I hope I'm making sense. Okay? Because it like legit, the system will change your life, guys. You just gotta stop acting like a broke bitch. That's it, right? You have to trade from a position of abundance, not scarcity. Legit. You got to trade from a position of abundance, not scarcity. Most traders getting into the market, you're trading from scarcity. It's like, I want to turn $500 into $5 million. Like, shut the fuck up. Sit down. Get out of here. Right? You want to trade from abundance. You go ahead and you say, all right, I have this system, trading from abundance, even if I'm starting slow and I'm starting small, you trade smaller, right? Because, again, guys, right, relative to your port size, never feel like you're trading 100K relative to your port size. So if your port size is $500 and you go ahead and you trade $250, right? That's half your port. That's a lot. You're feeling like you're trading $100,000, right? So you trade smaller. Now, if you can't stomach the journey and having to finesse time, right? Because you got to finesse time now, and you have to be able to fall in line and trust the system. If you don't have that patience, it's just not going to happen. And if you don't have a 5-year timeline, then get the fuck out of here, bro. It took me 15 years to be in a position where I can change the lives of others. 15 years. Imagine if I didn't take those 15 years. You guys be fucking sitting around watching Matt Kors and the fucking Mask Investor and all these other fucking dumbass douchebags on fucking YouTube, right? Kids who have no fucking experience. So, guys, trust it and trust the process. 100%. Okay? We knew where it was going. I just didn't overstay my welcome, and I made my money. If you're not in the markets to make money, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Seriously. And truth is, a lot of these YouTubers aren't in the markets to make money. They're in the markets, just like every other fucking social media personality, they're in the markets to act like they're making money and to convince you that you can make money too. With no facts. See, I've trained ChatGPT to know my system, and all it does is state facts. ChatGPT is not lying. 80-90%. At a 0.3 to a 0.5, right? Is it 80-90%? So what does that mean? That means you take a trade, and 8 times out of 10, you're going to get a 0.5. So now, think about this. If you got a 0.5, and it's happening 8 out of 10 times, you have an obligation as a trader to take your stop and bring it up to the 0.5. So if it comes back down, stops you out, who gives a fuck, right? You want to make more, wait for the next trade design, and or wait for the other side of the level. That's all you really got to do, right? We don't force trades. We're not going. And you guys know this. I did not go bear side. A lot of traders will go ahead at this pivot point. Let me zoom on in. This pivot point. Oh my God, we're going short. Oh no, I got wicked out. That's 5,000 cuts. I'm getting chopped. It's Chop City. Shut the fuck up. It's not Chop City. I hate it when you guys say it in the Discord. It's Chop City. No, it's that you're going ahead teeter-tottering like a fucking Latino. Like, I love him. No, I don't. I love him. No, I don't. Shut up. Right? Like, seriously. Yes, you do. You love him enough to kill him, right? So, at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, you want to be able to be like, I'm going to stick to my thesis here, and I'm going to stick to confluence and a bias. Does that make sense, guys? You don't need to be getting caught up in chop, right? Tamir, okay, so why is this not working now? Jesus, okay, so now my switcher doesn't want to work. You gotta be kidding me. Let me see here. I can't switch it? What happened? Let's see. Can I switch cameras? I can switch cameras here, right? Yeah, I can. But I can't switch cameras on my switcher. Jeez. Alright, let me see something. Guys, sorry about that. Sorry about that. And spy more confident. It's what? I don't know what you mean. Spy more confident. my god. Always troubleshooting my own stream. Guys, let's see if this works now. Yay! Alright, it works. So, back here. Where's the thesis? The thesis has always been long. Why? Because the trait design. Guys, you have to trust the trait design. If you don't trust the trait design just yet, allow yourself the patience to have GT here. This is called the GT flip. Jesus Christ, there are people who are like, oh, what's the GT flip? Are you fucking kidding me? GT flip is red to green. Red to green. That's what that is, right? So if you're unsure of the trait design, if you're unsure of the yellow candles, which you are supposed to be unsure, right? Wait for a GT flip and trade that bias, right? Your first rodeo, as it broke, GT gave you a 1-to-1. If you waited for the break of this level, gave you a 1-to-1, came on down. You don't take this trade. Chart tracker's showing you gray right now. It's like, bro, don't take the trade. What's wrong with you? Now you got a now you got a band flip. Now you got confluence, and there you go. You could get another 0.5 to another 1-to-1, making you money, right? The reason why you guys are not making your money is because you're straight up living in a candle. You're not really quite sure what you're doing, or you're just flat out inventing shit. There's so many traders in the system, in the community. I see it in the comments. What the fuck are you inventing? Like, what qualifies you to invent anything? It makes no fucking sense to me. Right? Guys, look at, do not reinvent the wheel. You cannot reinvent the wheel. The wheel is the wheel. Okay? So, there goes. What's the market done? It's done a whole lot of nothing. There's a whole lot of chop here. What do? Leave it alone. You have absolutely no obligation, and that's. Listen, if you have no self-control and you're a flat-out gambler, well, you're going to be chasing all of this nonsense. But am I going to chase this candle down? No, I'm not. Right? I'm not. Not chasing that candle down. We're bullish. Now what it did was, technically, as it came all the way down below this entry, it gave you another entry, right? Why? The trade design has remained the same. The thesis has remained the same. It's giving you the same entry point multiple times, of which you've made money. So theoretically, in one trade design, you could be up 3%. Right? So ES seems like a more confident mover. Yeah, let's really talk about this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put let me see if I get this dual screen. We'll do a dual screen setup here. Let me just copy it over. I'm gonna copy settings to the entire layout, and then here I'm gonna change this to ES. Let's see if, well, there's ES, and then here, let me go ahead and change the settings here so that symbol. All right, guys, let's look at this. Okay, so this is ES. I'm going to change this to NQ. Now let's zoom out. And here I'm going to put oh, sorry, another 5 minute right there. So let's zoom out. Okay. Let's really look at this. Let's look at this. The formation of the candles are somewhat similar, right? Somewhat similar. Unfortunately, GT was still red here for ES on the 5. So therefore, you see where the failure came? This trade design up failed at the top of GT, but then you get a trade design down, which is in confluence, as you can see here. Now this is ES here, and it comes all the way down to the level. Second rodeo, we're making a push back up to GT. So if you're an ES and you're bullish, you're actually a contrarian. If you're an NQ and you're bullish, you are trading the trend. As you can see, the multi-time frame is bearish here. with ES until it's not. So what do we have to do to be convinced that ES is bullish? We need the GT flip here, guys. Let me zoom on in. You see that, right? You need that GT flip right here. And then you need confluence with trend tracker. These are things that are going to give you confidence in the trade. And of course, that happens. Where are we going? Well, that looks like a level. Oh my, 61.40. What? 43? Nice. We know where we're going technically. Okay. Now, until those things have happened, what are we doing? I would like to ask the members in the audience, what are we doing with ES until those conditions have happened? Because yesterday you guys were ranting and raving and how it was such an easy day to trade. And it was. Why? Because you had your moves happen instantly. It was a nice roller coaster. The system was showing off, right? And I made a comment that every day can be this easy. You just need to apply patience. You sit on your hands and it's patience. Let's go ahead and look at yesterday. We're going to look at ES yesterday. How about that? Okay. A lot of you should be trading ES. Let me explain why. There's some people who understand NQ and can stomach the moves on NQ. If you live in a candle, you can't trade NQ. If that's where you're at as a trader, you're still living in a candle, you're chasing a candle up and you're chasing a candle down, you can't do that with NQ. NQ will bend you over like Diddy in a tub of oil. You can't do it. You have to slow it down. So let's go ahead and look at ES and let's look at the system and how beautiful it was yesterday. And we'll just really highlight one of the bigger differences here. Okay, here we go. Let me show you guys something. This is ES. So we had a trade design pre-market, 835, right? Cool. Now we got GT flip that happened right here. Cool, right? Now 930, 35, 40. Okay, this is the 45 candle. At the close of 40 is the 45, so it's 945. By this time, we have confluence. We have a green band, a green GT, green trend tracker, and we can ride this band all the way up until we get the break here. Now, dum-dums will go ahead and play this short. You shouldn't play it short, right? You play this short, you get the bounce, it comes back up, you're like, wow. What a wasted play, right? Then you got some yellow candles. Yellow candles are telling you do nothing. Now you got a trade design down, right? But guess what? We're going against GT here, so now we wait for the GT flip. We got the GT flip. It's coming on down. What do we have here? We have trend tracker in agreement. You make your money all the way down. Now we got a trade design here. Okay, guys, patience, right? Now you could jump in on this trade design. I know that a lot of you are like, well, Gabe, you know you could make some money up until the GT flip. Now, if that's what you want to do, you have to go ahead and manage your stops. You have to set stops, right? You have to play defense against the market because what we're saying here with GT 500 and these X's here, what we're saying is we don't fucking know until we actually do know. And so we get the candle break, we got here, we got confluence, we got a no. Now, let's go ahead and measure this because that's a nice little gap right there. That's 20 points. That's $1,000. Oh, one ES contract is $1,000. There's $100 for one MES contract. And it's almost damn guaranteed if you have patience. It just so happens that yesterday we had a trade design with follow through. Trade design with follow through. Today, we're not getting so much of that, right? So what do we need to do? We need to trade design and see if we get the follow through. Are you guys able to see the difference in the setup, right? Trade design up, going up to GT. Cool. But you know, to really have that extra faith and that confidence, what do we need? We need GT. We need trend tracker. We need patience. We have the patience. This thing goes. We make our money. Anybody want to argue this? Does anybody want to argue this fact? I'll wait. Oops. Nice. That was one of these things. So I'm doing less coffee and more protein. These Nuri milkshakes, unfiltered milkshakes, they're fucking good. 30 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs. No, it wasn't full. You heard it. It wasn't full. It wasn't full. Okay, back to the charts. So, here, who's confident that this thing's going to go up? Like, you don't have to sit there, right? Listen, trading isn't like fucking sitting on a toilet waiting all day for it to come out. You don't have to do that, right? You sit on a toilet all fucking day. Your legs go numb, everything. You're scrolling through Insta. You're checking out like Tinder. You're swiping, right? You're doing whatever. You're full of shit, right? Waiting for it to happen. You don't have to do that with trading. Trading, right? If you speculate, that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to be waiting. But if you react to what the market's doing, you actually make money. And this is super, super vital to your, I guess, it's super, super vital to your psychology. Why? Well, if you enter a trade and you got your confluences and then you see yourself making money, you get the instant satisfaction, right? That's required for you to feel like you're doing the right thing, right? It's another thing where you don't follow the system, you take the trade. Now you're just like, you're waiting it out, like hoping, right? Where you're going against the trend, you're going against everything, and you're freaking hoping. And if you win, you win. It's just like, yeah, I won. But if you lose, it's like, fuck, what did I do? And so when you trade that way, your psychology just really gets discombobulated. You have faith in nothing other than you're chasing candles like a prostitute. Can I say that? Yeah, I've said worse. Okay, back to NQ. Shirley told us where we were going. We got there. Okay. There's someone. Okay, so Tamir. All right. So Tamir, I think what you need to do is spend more time in the Discord and understand your tools and ask questions there. Let's not bog down the comment section here because this is not so much of a Q&A about the tools we use, TradingView, TradeEvade, etc. It's a highlight of the system. And to answer John Casciola here, he asked, do prostitutes chase candles? Sure do. Sure do. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. I sure have said worse. Yes, sure have. Let's get on over to the chart here. Looks like I'm gonna have to manually something's screwy with my switcher, so I'll have to go to the display here and then there you go. All right, cool. So let's go ahead, Go back to yes. See? Testing your patience. Sitting on hands, testing patience. Now, let's go ahead and look at CL. It's the oil. What does this look like? What is, see, again. Now, if we were bullish, or if you tried to tell me you were bullish, what would be your argument? I don't see that here. Right? GC. Same. If you're saying you're bullish, I got yellow candles that are telling me you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay? Alright? We could go to YM. YM, are we bullish? Okay. This looks like an ideal setup. We have GG on top of that 1-to-1. We need to flip. Okay? John, enjoy walking your dog. Enjoy walking your dog, right? So, we got the GG flip. We got some confluence here. We got some room to run, right? You got an area right here. So, guys, if you have the discipline necessary and you got the entry, you go ahead, nail that 0.5 right there. You can nail that 0.5 before you get smacked by that GG. This is a very, very large candle. So you get smacked by that GG, you get your 0.5. Cool, you gotta have discipline, right? Again, trade from a position of abundance and understand what 0.5% can do for you in your life. What can 0.5% do for you in your life? Actually, I never asked myself that question. Jeez. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Let's look at this. So, daily compound here. Now, we start with $10,000 and 0.5% compounded, right? Because we're going to risk 1%, we get a 0.5, right? And we're going to do this over 252 trading days. Now, actually, let's do it over some years. Let's do this over 5 years. So, 4 years. Let's just say 1,010 days. 4 years of trading at 0.5%. And no, ooh, really? Okay, this is dumb. Fucking ads on this site. Jesus, guys. All right, 0.5%. We're gonna do 1,000 days, 4 years at or about, and hit calculate. Started with 10,000. 4 years, you're a millionaire. I need to ask you guys in the comments, how many times have you seen 0.5 on the chart? Like, how often do we see 0.5 on the chart? And also, NQ looks like it wants to go up to that level. But how many times have we seen 0.5 on the chart? Right? Guys, it's, you got a GG flip on ES. Cool. Let's go and look at that. Right? So, but again, how many times have you guys seen 0.5? They're trading this system. Often. Okay? Often. So if you know that 0.5, Eric Carmack, you lost. What do you... You lost or lots? Jeez. So, you know And this is the thing, right? Traders get caught up and they get caught up in the trade, right? Trying to maximize the day, right? Trying to maximize the trade, trying to make the most money on the day, when all you need is a point 0.5, right? And that's going to happen all day, every day. You just get a 0.5 and done, and that's your minimum, though, right? So you get your 0.5, you set your stop underneath it, it keeps going, it gets a 1 to 1, a 1.5 to 1. Congratulations. Comes out, it stops you out at a 0.5. Cool. Go ahead, make another 0.5 on the next trade design, or when the 84% rule applies, right? And you're making your money. It's you don't need to, fucking make $10,000, $20,000, in a month. You don't really need to, right? I mean, it's about the long term. I'm going to show you guys something else, something I share with Trade Camp. Right? So, who's up at least 20% on a year? Let me get some hands. Who's up 20% on the year? Who's up 10% on the year? I'm asking these questions to put. Man, okay, jeez. Anthony, you're up like what, 8,000%, something like that. Anthony, you're like it's fucking 8,000%. This guy is just killing it. But let me show you guys something. We just put this all in context, and it just really blows my mind why someone would be fucking greedy and trying to go ahead and say, well, I'm gonna make 10% return, right? Cody Ocho's plus 10% for me. All right, cool, guys, look at this, right? This is Berkshire Hathaway, right? 17% over the past 12 months, up 7% year to date. 12-month return, 17.83, right? Now, the S&P, 10%, so Berkshire Hathaway outperformed the S&P, right? We got plus 15%. Now, think about that for a second. Berkshire Hathaway is doing 17%. Let me see Berkshire Hathaway Class A shares. Class A stock is, think about this. This is why, as traders, you have to change your mindset from a position of scarcity to a position of abundance. Because, look at this. As of June 24, 2025, Berkshire Hathaway Class A's is $732,000. Wait a second. So you're telling me I'm going to lock up $732,000, right, to make $140K, or just shy of it? Now, for the lazy motherfucker, yeah, sure, he's going to give Berkshire Hathaway their money, right? Berkshire Hathaway is not going to take fees, by the way, right? They're also going to do that. But you think about it, right? People are flocking to Berkshire Hathaway for 17% annual returns. And if you guys were patient and smacking those 0.5s, let me show you something. Come on. Right? What you don't know is what you don't know, right? But if we're compounding 0.5% daily, which is very, very easy to do over 252 trading days, you're outperforming everything on fucking planet Earth. 251%. What are you? 15 times more efficient, more potent than Berkshire Hathaway. So you guys got to set benchmarks. Again, what you don't know is what you don't know. Everybody's out there trying to make the most freaking money, but you got to understand like the benchmarks, right? what what are you up against? You have to know your math, know your numbers. And I think understanding that you can hit your 0.5 when you're following GT and a general trend and what it could do annually will set you free. After all, Anthony, you're up 8,000, right? Anthony, what's your actual number? How much are you up actually? What's your actual percentage gain so far year to date? Let's go back to the charts. So congratulations for you guys who are at 10% and who are at 15%. Congratulations to the guys who finally had like that moment with the system where you're saying I'll compound 0.5% or 1%, right? Don't be greedy. That's it. Don't be greedy. You'll make a crap ton of money. You will make a crap ton of money. So let me get on over to NQ, see what NQ's doing here. Guys, there you go. 8,723%. It's fucking stupid. That's 90 times what he started with, almost 90 times, right? One ES at a time. There you go, Anthony. That's all you need. One ES at a time, guys. If you started with $1,000, let's put that in perspective. That's 90K, right? You start with $500, you're up 45K. Year to date. Wow. Nice. 250% on a year, compounding 1.5%. Started my account at $1,100. 250%. That's dope. Right? 250%. That's about, yeah. Well, we got to know your win rate too, man. We gotta get your win rate. Let me see here. All right, guys. So I think we've proven this out enough. You know, on the charts, the system, maintaining a directional bias, trusting in the system, following the trend, right, and being patient. You do that, all ends well. You don't do that, you lose your ass. Right, so shout outs to Lele, everybody else out there who are currently beating Berkshire Hathaway. Dope. Anyways, I got a one-on-one to do. Right. Anybody want access to me on a one-on-one? You want training, whether it's a one-time one-on-one or annual support, just send me a DM. I'll set you straight. Also, New York, you're fucking embarrassing. I set a date for a New York trade camp, and I have no messages of anybody who wants to attend. And it's crazy because the last time I did New York, it was literally the same thing. Fucking crickets. I do anywhere else, and it's like, yeah, let's go. The fuck is wrong with New York? What's going on, New York? I'm gonna have to change it. California, please stand up. Who wants me to do a trade camp in LA again? Raise your hands. I get 5 commits. Fuck it, we're going to LA. Crypto B is 100% correct. Patience is the thing that you have to conquer. Absolutely. Shit, that's why I left New York City a bunch of one ways. Oh man. But and that's super, super important, right, crypto? Because, if you have the patience and you have a thesis, right? Guys, you can take this system and not just apply it to an intraday, but you can apply it to a longer time horizon, right? A daily or the 4 hour. You give yourself a longer time horizon. Fuck Canada. Hell no, I'm not going to Canada. Sorry. Um. So yeah, if you're playing a longer time frame, you would have to be patient, right? And it just blows my mind because half of you guys are fucking AMC apes. Yeah, we're sitting there patient as fuck waiting for Moas. But you can't sit there and just be like, all right, let me wait for this 5 minute candle to close. The fuck is wrong with you? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, man. I don't know about Dallas. I did Houston already. I have to go where the people are. Why does that sound like a Little Mermaid fucking lyric? I want to be where the people are. All right, guys. I'm signing out. I am signing out. Caesar, love you too, man. But, like, seriously. We're waiting for Moon. Yeah, motherfuckers can't wait for a candle close. It don't make any sense. This is stupid. It's like a Twilight Zone. Love you all. I'm signing out. Peace. And I gotta stop the stream, and hopefully the stream actually stops for me. Let's see. We're out of here.